We update on the brand new Giant Rain 1 2023 model, full custom build what I've done on it. As you know, if you've been watching my YouTube channel, you've seen it from when I bought the bike, when it was a stock build, and then I built it up into what it is now. Absolutely fantastic machine. Now, I want to say one thing, see when you buy a Giant Rain or Giant Trance, they're pretty much race ready to go out of the box. You don't really need to upgrade any parts, but I love Hope that much, you know. I always upgrade the bikes through time, but when I bought this bike, it just says, right, I'm just going to order everything straight away and do a full custom build on it, because I got the bike for a really good price. So the retail price for this here, they're £4,000. My local bike shop done it for 2,800. So that's a lot of money free off. Absolutely fantastic shop, like best shop in the country, to be honest. We'll go over some custom parts in a minute, but I want to show you, kind of talk through why I went for this here Giant Rain, even though I've got a Giant Rain over here. But this here is a full upgraded version for the year 2023. Starting off with the new upgrades on the Giant Rain 1 2023 model. You've got now adjustable geometry, you know. Via your flip chip down here, you've got the low mode, mid, and then see me shine this here so you can see it better. Bear with me because I'm doing this here off my phone. So you've got your low, mid, and then high. So much settings, as you can see here. I'm trying to get this here good for the picture. In the video here, see if you can see it. See where it says low, and then mid, and then down the bottom says high here. So you can change the whole geometry of the bike. So any train that you're doing, like trail, you can change it to whatever you want. If you're looking to do like a lot of pedally sections where you need to clear the pedals and stuff, like a lot of cycling, you'd want to put your flip chip in the high position. If you're doing a lot of downhills or enduro, you'd want to put the flip chip in the low position, so it'll turn it into like downhill mode. And then also via the flip chip, you can also put it in the middle setting or the high setting to run this here wheel setup. So you can run it in a mullet. You could put a 27.5 inch rim at the back and a 29 up front. At the minute I've got it full 29, but I'm going to take this out next week and bed in this here disc rotor and put the 27.5 inch in there and do a mullet setup too to see how it runs, because at the minute I've just been testing it on the middle setting, and in the middle setting it's been absolutely amazing, but I want to change all the different settings just to see what it does, you know. With the changes to head tube angle, your seat tube angle, bottom bracket height, changes all that, changes your wheelbase length, your rear triangle and stuff like that, and your reach and all, it changes it shorter or further out. So can't wait to do all that testing. Speaking of it, wee Fidlock water bottle are handy to go under the frame, just magnetic. Another thing what Giant Rain have upgraded onto this here newer model is you've got now internal frame storage. The other flip chips are in here, and then my suspension settings. So when I get out in the trail, I'm going to completely dial that in. And the cable routing in this is so neat. It actually attaches onto the bottom of the internal frame storage, which is really handy. And then you've got your rubber in here to keep the cables nice and silent inside the frame. That's what I love about Giant too. They don't really skimp out on anything. And as I said, seeing you buy a Giant Rain or Giant Trance, they're pretty much race ready to go. You do not need to upgrade them, but I always upgrade my bikes through time. But when I got this here for a good price, it says I'm going to order all the stuff straight away. You know, we'll do a wee walk around the bike in a wee minute. But the reason why this here footage here is done on my phone is because my GoPro has broke after 5 years. So you're just going to have to bear with me for a while and I'll be able to do a video for probably a good wee while until I get the GoPro again. But anyone that's been following the channel or anything like that there, I appreciate it. And I'm going to do a wee update on the channel too. So whenever I get the new GoPro, I'm actually going to teach us how to actually work on your bike. I'm going to do suspension work too and talk you through how to do the servicing on the forks and the rear shock. I'm going to show you how to tune gears. I'm going to show you how to bleed brakes and stuff like that there. Instead of playing music in the background, I'll play the odd music through time, but when I'm doing like suspension work, like doing a talk over video, I'll show you how to strip these here completely down, how to bleed the dampers, how to replace the seals and all that stuff. and hopefully I can help a few people out there. I'll show you how to change bearings and all and stuff, your pivot bearings here. So there's a lot of bearings in these here suspension bikes, so especially the Mistro suspension, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's at least 10 bearings here just on the linkage itself, and then your wheel bearings and stuff, and free hub bearings. Headset bearings is probably the easiest thing to change on a bike. I'm going to do a Fox dropper post service free time too, but I don't need to do it yet because the dropper posts are absolutely amazing at the moment. Fox's older dropper posts now, they were known to give issues. I've had them and I actually give some of them away and they were just having issues. But see the new 2025 one, see here. I've been on this here now well over a year and a half and it still hasn't needed the service. Just loosen that off, put a wee bit of strong butter on it and she will run smooth as butter. And as I said, whenever I do need to service this here, I'll do a talk over video on that there and show you how to do it. So that there frame there is a 2022 model, even though I bought a 21 frame. Because my frame had cracked, it developed a wee small hairline crack and Giant replaced it. But after 4 years, it developed a wee hairline crack and Giant gave me this brand new Rain frame, 2022 model. And absolutely fantastic. They have a lifetime warranty, so if anything goes wrong with your frame, they will replace it if it's under normal riding conditions and stuff like that, you know. But say you go out and you smash your frame against a rock or something and it cracks, you know, it'll not be covered like that. But if it cracks under normal riding conditions or it breaks on a weld or something, it will be covered. But absolutely, they're probably Track, Giant and Special, I think they're the only ones, and maybe Merida, I'm not too sure about them, but I think they're the main ones that'll do a lifetime warranty. Other bike manufacturers out there, they're Santa Cruz, they do it too, but honestly, if you're looking at a decent bike, go to Giant, and you'll, anything goes wrong with a frame after a lot of years or something, it'll get replaced. So starting off with a custom build, we've got a Fox 2025 dropper post. You can make that faster by taking the seat off and putting more air pressure in if you so wish to, but I like it how it is, perfect for me. And then I got Hope to do me the custom dropper lever, the same as my brake levers and stuff. So we're going to talk about the upgrades of why I went for it too. Starting off with the brakes, I wanted to, seeing I was getting the Hope wheels and all, and other Hope stuff, I says I'm going to get them to do my Hope Tech 4 brake levers with the blue anodizing parts, the same as the blue hubs down there, and the discs, all the same colour. And I wanted to get it in the raw silver look, and it's fantastic. It just pops out against the frame, like it just stands out a mile away. So this is the first time I've ever ran Hope brakes on any of my bikes, and they're the best brakes ever. Definitely worth the money. I know they are serious though, like, but it is definitely worth it. If you want a decent set of brakes, I'm telling you, go for the Hope Tech 4 levers. And then paired up with the Hope Tech 4 levers, we've got the Hope 3-4 calipers, and these things have unbelievable stopping power. Very good modulation too. 2 big pistons up at the front, 2 smaller ones at the back, and I'm running the full vented rotors. 220 rotor at the front, and then I'm running a 203 at the back. So you've got the big 220 up front for maximum stopping power, and I mean these things stop you in a heartbeat. First time actually bevving them in the other day, and you hit the brake, like you're near over the bars, they're so strong, like. Took a while to get used to the brakes, but fantastic. Anything that Hope make in Barnoldswick, UK, in their factory, the attention to detail, you know, when I take the light off here, you can just see all the CNC machine work. Absolutely unreal, so it is. They're a fantastic company, so they are. And I've even got this here wheel ready to go, 27.5 inch rim. To swap on straight away, you can put a smaller wheel on this here bike with the mullet setup, with the flip chip and stuff. So it'll be a straight over swap because I've got the same cassette. You know, I've got the Shimano XT cassette, 51 tooth at the top, 10 tooth at the bottom, plenty of speed, and then you can climb up any mountain too. And then the Hope Fortis 30 downhill rim with the Hope Pro 5 hubs and the fended rotor and stuff. It's just a straight over swap ready to go. Got the same decals and all to put on, absolutely fantastic. So cannot wait to put the smaller wheel on to test it. And Let me know down in the comments too, whenever I get the GoPro and stuff, if you would like to see how to actually service the bike and talk through how to do it instead of playing music in the background for time. If any of you want me to do that, because I'm actually going to do that there to make a wee change, just to try and help people out there to work on their bikes. Because I know how hard it is when you buy these bikes. There's a lot of work you need to do them, you know, to keep them up and running. And you need a lot of special tools like to do all the stuff. Like you need a torque wrench, a basic torque wrench to be able to torque your bolts up to the right Newton meter and stuff. So hoping not bothering you too much by this here video. I'm trying to keep it as short as possible. Just to explain what I'm going to be doing in the next lot of weeks and stuff when I get the GoPro. But doing this here service videos to show you how to service your bikes and stuff, show you how to bleed the brakes, and I'll talk you through how to do it. And it'll be good because it'll not just be on Hope brakes, it'll be on the Shimano brakes too, and then on my Trans I've got my SRAM brakes, so I'll show you how to bleed SRAM and Shimano and then Hope brakes and stuff, the whole lot. I'll actually show you how to even do a gravity bleed first on the XT brakes. A gravity bleed is the best way first, because any like dirt that flies up the back of the caliper that goes past that wee seal, sometimes dirt can get trapped inside the hose. So doing a gravity bleed with your bike like this and draining all the oil out first, it's far better to get all the dirt out, and then you can do the normal syringe bleed, and that's the best way to do it in my opinion. That's the way I do it anyway. So speaking of the upgrades, as I said, we've got a Fox 2025 dropper post. These here run you about £400 for the dropper posts, but they're fantastic, absolutely. You can get them cheaper if you get it black anodizing, but I love the Kashima coating on the droppers. So buttery smooth. Hit this wee lever in, lower it down, hit her up, whatever way you want. And they're rock solid. Now, as I said, Fox's older dropper posts, they were known for issues, but see the new 2025 ones, they're all on my bikes because there's no issues from them. Not that I've came across yet anyway, touch wood. And I've been on that one over a year now, and it still hasn't even needed a service. It's still perfect, so it is. But we're going to go through the upgrades here. So Hope Ford is 30 downhill rims with a Pro 5 hubs. You get 108 points of engagement. Got the Hope V4 calipers paired up with the Hope Fanted rotors here, and the things are massive. And I got it all in the same blue anodizing. So if you're ordering from Hope, there's 6 or 7 different colours you can choose, and have 2 different colourways. You can have it in black and blue, or you can have it in silver and blue, whatever way you want. I prefer the silver and blue because it stands out more in this bike. Hope F22 pedals, these things are fantastic. I run them on all my bikes, and the sound of them hubs, they're fantastic. And then we've got the Hope seat clamp, all in the same blue anodizing as the hubs, the discs, and then them parts in there, the wee board hook part. And then the Hope Tac 4 brake levers, you know, the blue anodizing parts, and then the Hope dropper lever, as you see too. You've got a reach adjust here too. See the Hope dropper levers, they're fantastic. You can just mount them straight away onto the brake, you know, with the wee brake adapter too, and I got that in all silver, the same colour. There's your cable tension adjuster. You've got the Hope adjuster here, so you loosen this the other side, you move it coming out this way or bring it in. And then you've got your reach adjust. So you've got your leverage adjust here, and then you've got your reach adjust, so there's so much you can change on it. Hope custom Doctor spacers, so you've got your top cap here, top cap bolt, and then you've got your Hope spacers here at the front, as you can see, all in the blue anodizing. And then we've got the Hope trail stem, all blue custom. So all the blue anodizing parts that you see pretty much on this bike are done by Hope. The same colour as the hubs and brakes, discs. That's the way I wanted it. And then the Hope custom carbon fibre limited edition chameleon colour bars. These things are fantastic. What I like about these here Hope carbon bars, you've got your numbers on it here. So you can always, if you're adjusting your brake lever, you know exactly where to bring it back to, which is really, really handy. As you can see here, 6 in the line, and then 6 on the line there. It's perfect. So as I say, like, see if you're looking at any Hope parts, I'm telling you, look them up on YouTube, type in Hope Factory, Barnoldswick UK tour, and it'll show you their whole factory of how these things are made, all CNC machined. And see their rims, they're bomb proof, their hubs are unbelievable as long as you look after them. Now you could run these hubs a whole year without even needing to put a drop of grease in it. The free hubs and all, they're that good. But I do mine every few months, but you can run these a whole year because I've done it before on my other bikes. You can run a full year without even needing to put a wee bit of grease on the free hubs, and they're fantastic. But I like doing it every few months just to get the odd wee bit of dirt out and all stuff like that. It's good practice to keep your bikes nice and clean. But I'm saying anything you buy, I hope it lasts forever. Even their earlier brakes before these Hope Tac 4s and all, like over probably 12 or 15 years, they will still have parts for them brakes, which is fantastic for a UK based company. As I said, they're over in Barnoldswick, UK. That's over in Lincolnshire. And their Hope factory, I can't wait. I would love to go over sometime just to see the factory, just to go in. But I watch them all the time on YouTube, and it's just unbelievable. And it's amazing, if you've got a local bike shop, they can order you all the stuff that you want from their factory, how you want it. And if there's anything wrong with your wheels or hubs or anything out of their warranty or whatever, they will just replace it. So you'll get a 2-year warranty on pretty much all your parts, and if anything goes wrong, they would just ship you out a new wheel or a new hub or whatever it is if something breaks. But I've never broke a Hope rim, so they're absolutely fantastic. Speaking of Hope wheels, like see us here, these here rims, these are pretty much near 3 years old. The hubs are still the original hubs in it, still the original bearings, haven't even needed to change the bearings yet. And we'll give you a wee demonstration here of how good they actually are. They're over 3 years old, still spin free as a bird. Haven't needed to change the bearings yet. And they will just spin and spin and spin. There's no drag on these whatsoever. So if you just want a decent set of wheels or hubs, I'm telling you, Hope is the best to go to. And you get 108 points of engagement, and there's no drag, so that's pretty much really what you want on a bike. Speaking of, another thing what I'm going to help you do is the suspension work on your bikes. This is a Fox 38 Performance Elite, so these here forks are really high end, like you're talking a lot of money for these. Whenever these first came out, these were like 1,350, so it's a lot of money. And then if you're going for the gold ones, they're even a wee bit more too. But the Performance Elite and the factory models are the exact same. The only difference is these are black anodizing, and the factory stuff is usually comes in gold Kashima coating, which I'll show you here. So that's factory. Then this X2 shock, it's factory here, Kashima, but that is the only difference between the Performance Elite and the factory, is just the colour of the stanchion. You get the exact same damper, you get the factory damper inside it, and as I said, the difference between the Performance Elite and the factory is this here, is the black anodizing, And speaking of these here forks, there's so much adjustment. You've got your low speed compression, which is 16 clicks, and then your high speed compression, you've got 8 clicks, and then at the bottom of the forks, you've got your low speed rebound, your high speed rebound. So there's 8 clicks of your high speed rebound, and then you have 16 clicks of your low speed rebound. So there's quite a lot of adjustment, and I'm actually going to show you how to actually service them. Whenever I get my GoPro, that's the next thing what I'll be doing. I'm going to take this off because it is making it's like a wee squeak noise whenever you're going into high compression, so I'm guessing one of the wee seals has went. And I mean, these things you can run them for a long time, but you do need to service them after a while. If you don't, you will just get a lot of trapped dirt and stuff, and you will just rack your dampers over time if you don't clean them, or if you don't put them in for the service. The service hours in this, so every 125 hours of riding, so pretty much that's every year you want to service these forks, so you do. And I mean, not just lower leg surface, like when you're getting that 125 hours, that's a full seal replacement. Checking the air spring side too, and I'll show you all the seals that goes into these forks, because I've got them ready to go, and I'm going to get them not going to do the forks until I get the GoPro, and then you can see how it's all done, and I'm going to talk you through how to do it. So this here is the NA2 air seal kit. So this here is for your air side, and as you can see there's a lot of seals here just for your air spring alone. So your air spring side is here, so you'd replace all the seals in that when it gets to 125 hours. Got your lower leg service here kit, which is your dust wiper seals, your foam rings, and you get 2 pressure washers too inside the bag. You need to do this. That there would be a 50-hour service, so you'd replace, when you're doing a lower leg, you'd replace, you know, your dust wiper seals and stuff like that, your foam rings and stuff. That's a 50-hour service, but I like waiting yearly, and then you replace the whole lot. And then this is the important one here. This is your damper seal kit. So this is for your grip 2 damper. So the grip 2 damper is inside this side here, and as you can see there is a load of seals here, and you need to know exactly where these go. The best way of doing it is putting these all down on one side, and then whenever you're taking the seals off, you match it up that other seal, throw the other seal out, put that in. And then this is your VVC, your variable valve control. That's what VVC stands for. Variable valve control is an external adjustment out here that changes the shims and all inside the fork. Really neat feature what Fox have to offer. And to me it's one of the best systems they ever invented. So it is to me. The VVC is unreal. So whenever you're turning your low speed compression, your high speed compression, the rebound and all that there, it's all built into the VVC, and it changes the valving inside it, you know, on a wee leaf spring inside the fork. I'll actually show you that there. When I take it out, I'll show you the actual VVC, the wee leaf spring it leans on, and it gives you all them adjustments. Turn the bike around here to let you see the other side too. So as said here, I got a whole blue custom chain too. It's a KMC DLC chain blue, and it matches with the rest of the blue parts and all. You got blue custom stems, or not stem, custom valve here from Hope. Right, so we're going to wrap this video up here pretty soon. As I say, just give you one more last wee look here, but KMC DLC custom blue chain, absolutely fantastic the way it matches with all the other blue parts on the bike. And I wanted to get blue because it matches perfect with this bike, so it does. When you take this out in the sunlight and it changes from green to purple and all, it's class. And then when you shine a light here, it changes to all different colours. That's why I wanted to get these Hope Carbon limited edition bars. It all changes different colours. But what I wanted to say is, say if you or anyone out there that struggles with addiction or struggles with mental health, depression, anything, get yourselves a decent bike, or even just a bike that'll take you down the towpath, even just to start you off. Start off even getting a wee entry level bike and get into fitness. I'm telling you, it's the only thing that really does help with addiction and stuff, and helps with mental health. Or if you're having a bad day, go out on your bike, when you come back you're totally fine again, you know. But as I said, people with addictions out there, there's a lot out, and you know, they do struggle with it. I was one of them years and years ago. I'm over 11 years sober of all the fucking drugs and the drink and all that there. But what I want to say is, it was the mountain biking side of things that helped save my life, you know what I mean? It was this here sport that helped me. And as I said, I'm over 11 years sober, but I'm saying if anyone out there has addictions or struggling with mental health or anything like that, get into fitness, get out in the bike and clear your head. It doesn't even have to be downhill mountain biking or enduro or anything like that. Even just taking your bike down a towpath, sticking your earphones in and listening to trance music or whatever music you're into, until it clears your head, I'm telling you. And I know it's not easy, and even if you're actually starting to give up drinking drugs, you might think like the first few months is like a never ending story. Well, it will be like that for a while. It's only until you get after your first year, then you start noticing a hell of a change. So, you know, you're never going to relapse again. You get that year over you, things get easier. And then another year, and then you're like, oh, how did I do that there? How did I get over that year of being sober when it was like an everyday thing in my life? Just keep doing it, and I'm telling you, you will sober up and get out on a mountain bike, get out on a normal bike, or whatever you're into. get straight into the gym, and I'm telling you, it's the best buzz you'll ever have. When you go up on a bike and you're starting to hit jumps and you're out for hours, even getting fitness, the buzz is unreal. There's nothing out there that compares to it, you know what I mean? And you're actually getting high naturally off a bike, which is, it sounds weird, but honestly, go out and do a wee bit of downhill and you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, the adrenaline rush is unbelievable. There's no other feeling like it. I'm telling you, I've took some fucking shit in my life and I'm not proud of it, like. But as I said, I'm standing here now 11 years sober, and this is why I've got a fleet of these bikes too, and big support from my family and my granny, everyone. It has been a big family affair, like, to help me stay sober and stuff. Like, I started off on the first two giant bikes. They were 2 entry level bikes, and then I sold them, and then I went for full competition giant bikes, which are absolutely unreal. So whenever you're starting off in entry level, it can do all, you know, what it says it'll do, but see, whenever you swap from entry level and go straight on to competition with all the top spec parts, absolutely second on, unbelievable. But Giant do amazing bikes. Go up to the cycle zone up in Railway Street up in Lisburn, and he can order in a lot of bikes, and they're fantastic deals at the minute too. So, telling you, get into a sport, and I'm telling you, it'll save your life if you're struggling from addiction or anything like that there. I'm not saying it'll work for everyone, but for me, it worked for me, and I was pretty much drinking every day and drugs the weekend, you know, the whole fucking shebang. I'm not proud of it, but it's something you go through, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's what happens when you grow up with people and stuff, and, you know, you got your own wee group of mates, and you're out every weekend, and it's just the way it is, you know. But as I said, now I've got a family, I've got my family all back too. I've got a set of twins, stepdaughter, partner, and then I've got a collection of bikes. You know, I've got 2 enduro machines, competition, and then I've got a wee trance in the other room, wee giant trance bike. They're all competition, if you want to race too. I was looking to do racing, but then had a set of twins, and, you know, the racing just kind of took a back seat. But I would love to enter wee enduro just to see where it'd come out of everyone. Maybe enter one sometime, like, but at the minute it's been busy with the kids, and then doing my own bike work and all too. It's hectic at the minute. But seeing get out in these bikes, absolutely unreal buzz. And just want to say thanks for everyone that's tuned into the videos, and thanks for everyone that's subscribed. The way I have YouTube set up, I want to set it up for where I help people out there, how to fix their bikes and stuff like that. And I have it set up where I don't get paid from YouTube. I'm not sponsored by Giant, I'm not sponsored by Hope or anything like that. There are no way in YouTube videos you'll see people, you know, that they're sponsored from videos and stuff like that. I'm not. I'm just a normal person out there trying to help people out fix their bikes and stuff. And as I said, I don't get paid from YouTube. I have it set up so I don't. And I just want to make these videos onto YouTube, and then save space on my phone, and then I can delete them off my phone and just upload them onto YouTube, and hopefully help a few guys out there work on their bikes. And as I said, the next video, what I'll probably do will probably be these Fox 38 forks whenever I get the time, and I'll show you how to fully service them. I'll show you how to build them up and stuff, and replace all the oil, replace the seals if they're needing any replaced, and I'll show you how to do it all. And I'll do the talk over. I'll explain what tools you need and stuff, what torque wrenches and what the torque values you need to do that. I'll do it all when I get the GoPro and stuff. So thanks for everyone that's tuned in, thanks for subscribing and stuff like that there. It helps to keep the wee channel building and stuff like that, and get it shared and stuff. Anyway, thanks for everyone that's tuned in, but this is the wee end of the wee video. So we're going to end the wee video of just a wee final walkthrough of the bike here. I have to say, like, the custom build I done on this, I'm really happy with it. Absolutely unreal. As I want to say one thing too, there is a lot of people out there the same, you know, it's mad spending all this money on the bikes and all that there, but I'm telling you, you can't put money on a price when it saves your life. You really can't. The mountain biking, it's just fantastic. It's a brilliant sport. As I said, if you just haven't tried it, get out there and try the sport. You can even borrow a bike of someone. Like, if you ring up Ross Traverday, hire bikes out, go up, even just do a local red or blue trail or whatever, or red and black trail. Can't remember if there's any blue trails up in Ross Traver, can't remember. I think there's red and black, I know that. go up and do the raid on an e-bike or a normal bike or whatever, but you need to have a wee bit of fitness if you're doing the raid loop, like. But I'm telling you, try that sport, and I'm telling you, you'll thank me. You know, so as I said, thanks for everyone that's tuned in, and this is the end of the wee video, and hope to get a video in the next lot of weeks if I get a GoPro quicker. I'll just have to see what happens. But hope everyone's keeping well that's tuned in and stuff, and keep her led, everyone.